Hello and welcome. This is a Brit's Guide to Fantasy NFL, and starting today, I'll be providing a weekly 5-minute roundup of fantasy news from the weekend, key injury news, and who you should be looking to pick up on waivers this week. Le'Veon Bell left Sunday's game early with a hamstring injury and looks to be out for a few weeks. The Jets' offense looked poor anyway, so concerns were already there for Bell. The ageless one, Frank Gore, actual age 37, would seem to inherit the starting role, perhaps with Josh Adams seeing some snaps too. Gore would be a worthwhile pickup for your team, but remember the quality of this offense severely caps the upside at the running back position. James Conner was sidelined through much of Monday night's game. Early indications are that this is not serious and he should play week 2. Mike Evans and Kenny Golladay both entered the weekend with injuries looming over them. Detroit ruled out Golladay pre-game, while Evans was out on the field, but was nothing more than a diversion to occupy the defense. Monitor both for the week ahead. If they start, you have to play them. Devontae Parker left Sunday's game with a hamstring injury. This seems to be a lingering injury that has carried over from training camp. It likely won't keep him out very long, but it's possible he misses week 2 and maybe a few weeks after that. Marlon Mack, after a strong start, suffered an Achilles injury that has likely ended his season. You should drop him from your roster if you have him. Rookie Jonathan Taylor is in line to start and take the bulk of the work in a strong rushing attack. Nyheim Hines had a massive game against the Jags. Hines is the receiving back for the Colts, so while he should be picked up in all leagues, he's much more of a priority for PPR leagues. Starting with running backs, the injury beneficiaries of Nyheim Hines and Frank Gore are definitely in contention here, although Hines may be owned in deeper leagues anyway. Malcolm Brown is another who should be added if available. He saw a ton of work Sunday night, though rookie Cam Akers will surely eat into that over time. James Robinson emerged from nowhere to be the guy to own in the Jaguars' backfield. It's been a long list of nobodies since Fournette left, and Robinson appears to be the lone standout. Benny Snell was impressive in James Conner's absence. Other names to look out for are Myles Gaskin, Peyton Barber, and Adrian Peterson. At wide receiver, 2 players who are well owned but may have slipped through in your draft. Robbie Anderson in his first game for the Panthers put up an impressive stat line. Meanwhile, Mike Williams, who was avoided by most due to a shoulder injury, appeared actually unaffected and had a good rapport with Tyrod Taylor. Paris Campbell came through as a surprise to many after a rookie year plagued by injury, and similarly, N'Keal Harry seems to have a better rapport with Cam Newton than he did with Brady last year. The standout rookie was Laviska Shenault from the Jaguars. Other names to look out for include Marquez Valdes-Scantling, Corey Davis, Scott Miller, and Russell Gage. At tight end, Dallas Goedert was the Eagles' best tight end. He probably won't finish above Ertz over the season, but is a safer bet than these other 2 options I'm about to mention. TJ Hockenson was well used in the offense and might be about to live up to his first round draft capital. OJ Howard outshone Rob Gronkowski in the new look Tampa Bay offense. If he can make this a full-time role, there could be a lot of work for him. Quarterbacks I would usually talk about in the streaming conversation, but the way this week has fallen, there are a number of players who have played their way into the conversation of beyond just streamers in good matchups. These are Cam Newton, Gardner Minshew, and Ryan Tannehill. If any of these are available in your league, you can pick them up and start them this week to see if the trend continues. On defense, the LA Rams' Aaron Donald-led pass rush looked excellent against the Cowboys. This week they get to play Carson Wentz, who just got sacked 8 times by Washington, getting 3 turnovers in the process. Pray for Carson, start the Rams. But maybe you'd rather bet on the Washington defense being legit. It's risky on the road in Arizona, but you could certainly do much worse. Bears may not be the elite defense they were a year or 2 ago, but they're not bad either. They host the Giants this week, who just couldn't get anything done on offense. Now to kickers, Younghoe Koo finds himself in a dome on the road at Dallas in a game with an over-under of 50 points. Rodrigo Blankenship is in his home dome in a 47-point over-under. I rank Koo over him as Rodrigo is still a rookie entering only his 2nd game. Dan Bailey and Mike Badgley are also interesting picks this week. So now you're up to date after the manic return of football. Get those waiver picks in, and I'll see you next week.